Part 35. Fantasy, I Robbed Millions of Saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 345. Qin Changsheng set off directly. Liang Xian'er controlled the flying palace, and Xian Yao was trying to understand the way of the sun and the moon. Feng Qingguo and others will also take over from Liang Xian'er to control the flying palace. Qin Changsheng still awakened concubine Murong. During this period of time, concubine Murong's bloodline became even more powerful. She had already been promoted to the bloodline of the Holy Dragon Lin, and had not yet reached the bloodline of the king, but it was almost the same. In terms of strength, concubine Murong has also reached the third level of the Unity Realm. Young master, I haven't come to see you for so long, and you suddenly interrupted my practice this time. Do you miss me? She looked like a jealous beauty. Qin Changsheng was shocked when he saw her. Ahem, I miss you. I must miss you. There is one more thing that will disturb your practice this time, that is, I may have found your family. Concubine Murong's expression changed. Have you found the master? Great, where is the master? I'm not talking about your master, but your biological parents. Murong concubine is a little hard to accept. She knows that she was just adopted, but after so many years, she has long forgotten. I know you are feeling very complicated right now, and you may not be ready yet, but it is still early, and I am just guessing that this is a possibility. It's hard to say whether it's your home or whether your parents can be found. Concubine Murong knew what Qin Changsheng meant. Master, you should be quite sure, right? Well, I found a place called Holy Beast Island. One of them is the Kylin bloodline, and they basically all have Kylin bloodline. You also know how rare Kylin bloodline is, even your fire Kylin bloodline is very rare. Murong Faer naturally knows how rare the Kylin bloodline is. Since she is of the fire Kylin bloodline, it is very likely that her family also has Kylin bloodline. I know, I will handle it properly. Except for the master, you are my family, and everyone else is not my relative. Qin Changsheng stroked concubine Murong's beautiful back. Don't worry, the young master will take good care of you. As for your master, I will definitely help you find him. The young master is the best to the slave family. Concubine Murong has no intention of practicing. She simply came out to accompany Qin Changsheng. With so many more sisters, concubine Murong also got to know a lot of them. As time went by, Qin Changsheng could also sense from the clone still exists, which means that the guide has never come. Now, the only way to leave is to find the Holy Beast Island. Wangyang Dahai indeed has many powerful monsters in the ocean, and Qin Changsheng also through the Emperor's eyes, you can see thousands of miles under the sea. There are indeed many powerful monsters on the seabed, which are extremely powerful. More than 30 days have passed, and the estimated 40 days are indeed only a few days away. Qin Changsheng still couldn't find the Holy Beast Island. Qin Changsheng is not in a hurry. There is still time. Even if the estimated 40 days are up and he still hasn't found it, Qin Changsheng can continue to search. If he can't find the Holy Beast Island, he can't go there. No matter how much time Qin Changsheng spends going to the Eternal Realm, it is worth it. During this period, Qin Changsheng has not been idle, helping the saints to improve their bloodline power and realm, which is also indirectly improving his own strength. It has been more than 40 days. Qin Changsheng finally found the Holy Beast Island. He was in a fog, which looked extremely strange and dangerous. In the sky, thunder fell. Each of these thunders was extremely powerful. The 8th grade martial emperor estimated that it's hard to support. Even when Long Xiao left the Holy Beast Island, he basically had a narrow escape. Qin Changsheng's imperial pupils can see through the layers of fog and the falling thunder. This is actually the punishment arranged by the Supreme Power, restricting most people from living on this Holy Beast Island and not being allowed to leave. Only a few ninth-grade martial emperors, or even breaking through to martial emperor, can leave the Holy Beast Island. Qin Changshen looked at this situation, and it was 1,000 miles away. They are all in the danger zone. This danger zone is indeed very dangerous to other people, but for Qin Changshen, the attacks here can only be considered average. Finally found it, this is the Holy Beast Island. Xianyao looked at the thunder falling in front of him and felt the huge power. Is this the Holy Beast Island? The power of this thunder is really too strong, and it seems to contain some of the rules of the thunder way. It's quite strong, and it has the way of thunder, but that's for other people, and for me, that's actually it. You go into the immortal mansion first, I can go in alone. Xianyao felt it and said, my strength should be fine. Let's enter together. Also, Qin Changshen and Xianyao moved forward together. This powerful thunder power is indeed very strong, but it is nothing in front of the two of them. Qin Changshen opened the world of the Emperor, which is a higher level than the realm of the Emperor, as if it was like a world, filled with the Emperor's will. The scope only enveloped the two people, and the power of thunder could not penetrate the protection of Qin Changshen's power of the Emperor's world. The two people moved forward quickly, and there was a lot of movement. The Holy Beast Island did feel it. There was movement outside. This was someone trying to break into the Holy Beast Island. A crisp bell sounded throughout the Holy Beast Island, followed by 8 more bells, 9 in a row, which meant that the Holy Beast Island was in danger. Everyone gathered in front of a statue, the sound of the bell next to it can still be heard. What happened? There is movement in the thunder area outside, and it's not that someone is going out, but someone is coming in. Impossible. It's very difficult for us to get out of this thunder area. People from the outside want to come in, unless it's Emperor Wu. Everyone knows the seriousness of the matter. If Emperor Wu discovers this place, it will naturally not be a good thing for Holy Beast Island. Hurry, contact the envoy. If Emperor Wu appears in this world, it is impossible for the envoy not to appear. It seems that a few months ago, I did feel that someone had become the martial emperor. The emperor's will was not weak. It should be from the imperial domain. The guide had already lost contact with him many years ago. When we went to check before, we saw no trace of the envoy. More than a dozen ninth-grade martial emperors in the Holy Beast Island gathered in front of the statue, worried. They could also feel the external movements. This person should be about to enter the Holy Beast Island. If the person coming is really the martial emperor. They also know that this external thunder area cannot stop it at all. No matter what, if someone dares to break into the Holy Beast Island without permission, we still can't let it go easily. First let's see who the person is and what their purpose is. A very powerful ninth-grade martial emperor, with the appearance of a middle-aged man, a tall figure and not weak in strength. Come on, you are a guest, we have to go and greet you. If the other person has good intentions, we might as well make friends with them. If the other party has bad intentions, we are not afraid. Yes, Holy Lord. More than a dozen ninth-grade martial emperors descended directly to the edge of the Holy Beast Island. They looked at the thunder area in front of them with sad faces. Qin Changshen had already seen the inside of the Holy Beast Island through the Emperor's eyes, and saw the inside of the Holy Beast Island. True strength. The 14 ninth-grade martial emperors are all of the blood of the Emperor. They really have divine bodies and are really strong, enough to sweep across the imperial domain. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 346. Qin Changshen did not panic at all when he came in front of these people. After all, he was the Emperor Wu, and the one who should really panic was the other party. Welcome Emperor Wu. Qin Changshen looked at these people and landed in front of them. Since the other party was so hospitable, he couldn't be too arrogant and unreasonable. Qin Changshen looked at these ninth-grade martial emperors and said, "Among you, it should be the Holy Lord of Holy Beast Island, right?" This burly and strong man was alert when he heard Qin Changshen's words. It seems that Qin Changshen knew about Holy Beast Island and did not come here by mistake. He came here specifically. "My name is Suanman, and I am now the Holy Lord of Holy Beast Island." Qin Changshen nodded slightly and continued, "Don't worry, everyone, I didn't come to Holy Beast Island to go on a killing spree, just to do some trivial things. The most important thing is to leave this world. It's just that I've been to the Martial Emperor realm for many days, but I've never seen the envoy. I learned from Shenjiao Holy Land that there may be some solutions on Holy Beast Island. I came here this time to ask how to leave this world and go to the Eternal Realm." Suanman breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this. Young master is extremely talented, and he broke through to the realm of Emperor Martial at a young age. As for going to the Eternal Realm, we need to receive an envoy. However, we have not been able to contact the envoy for many years. Qin Changsheng frowned slightly. "Let's find a place to talk slowly first. If we can't go to the Eternal Realm, we can only stay in this world for the rest of our lives. It would be a pity." Suanman naturally chose to take Qin Changshen to pick up Fengziken and let others prepare one or two things. Everyone sat down, and the things Suanman brought out were indeed good things. He brought out a lot of good things to entertain Qin Changshen, and even there are many that Qin Changshen has never seen before. "I don't know how to call the young master." "Qin Changshen. I wonder how much Mr. Qin knows about us." "I don't know much, mainly because of the information left by Long Xiao. I know that Holy Beast Island originally came from the Eternal Realm, and I know that you have a good relationship with the guide." Suanman continued to add, "It seems that Mr. Qin knows a lot, so I will mainly talk about the reception of the envoy and the trip to the Eternal Realm." "This is what Qin Changshen has been waiting for," Suanman continued. "After all, we were demoted from the Eternal Realm, and originally belonged to the family power of the Eternal Realm. So after we came down, the envoys took good care of us. In addition, we do have a martial emperor born every 100 years or so we were very familiar with the envoys. Even if the envoy is replaced every 1,000 years, we will all be familiar with and understand him. The last time, more than 60 years ago, some of us broke through to the Emperor Martial Realm and left. At that time, the envoys were still there. But in recent years, there has been no news. We also went to investigate and found no trace. Do you know where the envoy is?" "Yes, there is a Tongtian peak far south, where the envoys live. The envoys will come to our Holy Beast Island for drinking every 10 years or so, and we will also entertain the envoys well." Qin Changshen learned about the disappearance of the guide, and continued to ask, "Then if there is no guide, can we leave and go to the Eternal World? Is this a bit difficult? To go to the Eternal Realm, you must understand the teleportation array, but how can ordinary people understand the teleportation array?" Qin Changshen himself is an authentic saint who understands formations and the way of formations. He even has special eyes of the Emperor's way. Not only can he see through all things, but he can indeed help Qin Changshen. In this way, Tongtian Peak, there is a teleportation formation there, right? Yes, but if you are not careful, you may get lost in the void instead of reaching the Eternal World. Qin Changshen nodded, "I know this, but what do you think is going on when the envoy disappears?" Suanman also shook his head. "How do we know about this? However, according to our guess, it is not a problem in this world. Then it may only be a problem in the Eternal World. Maybe he was punished, or maybe there was a more serious problem over there." "There's a problem over there, what should I say? According to records, the area teleported to is a relatively marginal area among the human areas of the Eternal Realm. If that area fell, it is also possible. In other words, it's possible that that side fell directly. Even if I teleported there, it might be that I landed directly in the core area of the alien race. This is possible. Is this kind of thing common in the eternal realm? The situation of the human race is very bad. At least according to the records left by our ancestors, it is very bad. The human race is also trying its best to improve the strength of the human race. However, the human race is inherently weaker. The power of bloodline is no better than that of other alien races, and the physical body is no better than that of other alien races. Even if the bloodline of monster beasts is used to enhance the power of bloodline, it is still not comparable to that of foreign races. Qin Changsheng also had a little emotion in his heart. Even if he can't imagine it, he can still think about it a little bit. Then I understand, that is to say, within a short period of time, it is best not to leave this world and teleport there first. But if this side of the world is discovered, will there be danger? If discovered, it would be quite dangerous. It seems that this area is an area bordering the demons. If the demons discover the lower world, the demons will choose to send out an army of demons to transform this world into a demon realm that the demons can adapt to. Qin Changsheng is not optimistic now, but there is no need to be pessimistic. After all, he is still very strong, especially these saints who can still improve their strength. I still know too little about the eternal realm. Please ask the Holy Master to tell you more. Okay, I'll just talk about it briefly. The eternal realm is extremely vast and is divided according to divine realms. Each divine realm is definitely guarded by a strong person in the martial god realm. In edge areas like this, the battles are extremely fierce, and there are more warriors in the martial god realm. The vastness of the divine realm is far larger than the entire world. A divine realm is the most powerful Holy Land sect, and there are countless medium and small forces or families in it. Each of these small powerful families has reached the 5th grade martial emperor realm. Qin Changsheng learned a lot about the eternal world, the divine realm, the major family forces, and the goddesses and saints. The so-called goddesses are the daughters of the martial gods, and most of the goddesses have very strong talents. The saints are the saints of the major holy places. As for the divine realm, there is only one daughter of the divine realm who has not been selected in a divine realm. The system prompts are also given. Saints and goddesses are both acceptable, and plundering the goddess will improve Qin Changsheng even more. The saintess and the goddess still feel pretty good. It seems that we must go to this eternal realm. Moreover, not only the divine realms of the human race, but also the divine realms of other alien races, these holy goddesses can also be plundered. Qin Changsheng is looking forward to it, but since Suanmen said so, he really needs to be steady, slightly improve his strength, and set off to the eternal realm again. Mr. Qin, we only know so much. Most of it was passed down from our ancestors. However, it has been more than 100,000 years and things have changed a lot. I see. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 347. After Qin Changsheng understood all this, he also decided to move on to the next matter, which was the life experience of concubine Murong. Thank you, Holy Lord Suanmen, for informing me about the eternal realm. It's just a small matter. This matter is closely related to us. Maybe in a few years, some of us will break through to the martial emperor realm and go to the eternal realm. Mr. Qin took the first step, which was actually helping us. Qin Changsheng has no intention of leaving, which makes Suanmen a little worried. He is afraid that Qin Changsheng will have evil intentions after seeing the treasure. Holy Lord Suanmen, these few should be strong men of the Kylin lineage, right? Sure enough, she has Kylin bloodline. I also have a little slave girl who was originally of Fire Kylin bloodline. She might have been born on Holy Beast Island. So, I want to know, are there any children who left Holy Beast Island? When concubine Murong appeared, people of the Kylan lineage could also feel that the power of blood in her body was indeed dominated by the Kylan bloodline. It was because of the improvement of Qin Changshen's blood essence that she was promoted to the current Saint Dragon Lin bloodline. Concubine Murong Er's display of bloodline power really shocked many of these martial emperors. Suanmin also immediately explained, "This, it seems, is really the bloodline of our Kylan lineage. However, in this Thunder area, it is difficult for ordinary 8th and 9th grade martial emperors to leave, and it is even more difficult for a child to survive. Have you ever felt that between this girl's eyebrows, there seems to be?" Concubine Murong was still a little nervous. The two 9th grade martial emperors of the Kylan lineage were instantly surprised, as if they had recalled something. "This, it seems, is quite similar to my little sister." Qin Changshen asked. "Please tell me more clearly." The two elders were very worried, but if they didn't say anything, it would obviously directly offend Qin Changshen. After thinking about it again and again, they chose to tell Qin Changshen. "We suspect that this girl's mother is actually from our Kylan lineage. Our Holy Beast Island attaches great importance to bloodline and talent, and my little sister is considered to be the most talented. Therefore, according to the situation, we plan to combine the little girl with another genius. It's just that my little sister didn't like each other, so she secretly ran out once. Most people can't escape from this Thunder area, right? It's like this, we have a special passage out, and the power of thunder in that passage will periodically become much weaker. At first, it was a lucky escape." Concubine Murong said she didn't care, saying she had no family, but in fact how could she not be worried? Then, what happened next? "Later, we found the little sister based on the connection and guidance of the power of blood. However, she was married to an ordinary man. Therefore, we brought the little sister back and dealt with the man." Qin Changshen was also a little speechless. This Holy Beast Island does not seem to value talent and strength in general, and this method is indeed a bit unacceptable. Concubine Murong said before that she would not be so excited, but after all, they are blood relatives. Now I also know that the other party did not abandon me voluntarily, but was basically forced to do so. So my mother, is she still alive? Of course she is still alive. My younger sister's talent and strength are still relatively high. She has just been practicing in seclusion these years." Concubine Murong was still quite excited. Qin Changshen continued, "In that case, please bring someone here." "Yes, Mr. Qin, I will go and invite the little sister over right now. I just don't know how Mr. Qin plans to deal with it." Qin Changshen looked at concubine Murong. "Well, I have to see how concubine and concubine's mother choose before I can make the final decision. By the way, there should be a saint on Holy Beast Island, right? The Suanmin Holy Lord." When Suanmin heard Qin Changshen's question, his heart suddenly skipped a beat. "Are you here to cause trouble? I don't know what Master Qin is planning to do when he asks this question." "Don't plan to do anything? I just want the saint to be my slave and my woman. I think it should be okay. Qin Changshen is in the realm of Emperor Wu after all, so this request is actually not too much. Of course, it is no problem for this woman to become a Lord Martial Emperor. I will ask someone to invite our saint." Qin Changshen was satisfied. It seems that everything went smoothly today. He helped concubine Murong find her biological mother, and also got a saint girl who can help improve his realm. Not long after, the first person to come was the saint is very close to here after all, and concubine Murong's mother is still in retreat. She is actually in a relatively peripheral area of the Holy Beast Island, and may not be able to come over until night. Qin Changshen looked at the saint on the Holy Beast Island, and the Emperor Dao Yitong and the system have given very clear information. Name, Xian Miaoan. Realm, Star Tibetan Realm First Level Martial Emperor. Physique, innate earthly evil divine body. Bloodline of the fierce divine tiger emperor. Rich. War techniques, king level 9th level combat skill Jengjin sword technique, perfect. King level 9th level combat skill white tiger's ferocious palm, perfect. King level 8th level standing skill tiger leap into the vast, perfect. King level 8th level combat skill tiger roaring soul severing technique, perfection. Divine body, imperial bloodline and the realm of a first grade martial emperor. This improvement is still very huge for Qin Chang Sheng. Diddy, congratulations to the Holy Master, the plundering of the Holy Beast Island was successful, and the Holy Maiden Xianmian was successful. The rewards are being calculated. Diddy, congratulations to the Holy Lord, Saint Xuanmian of Holy Beast Island has reached the first level martial emperor level. After gaining 10 times, she will give back to the Holy Lord. Diddy, congratulations to the Holy Lord, Xianmian, the saint of Holy Beast Island, has the innate earth evil body. After 10 times the gain, she will give back to the Holy Lord. Diddy, congratulations to the Holy Lord, Xianmian, the saint of Holy Beast Island, has the bloodline of the fierce tiger emperor. After, 10 times the gain, she will give back to the Holy Lord. Diddy, congratulations to the Holy Master, Xianmian, the saint of Holy Beast Island, has mastered the 9th grade king level combat skill Geng Jinju, perfection. The 9th grade king level combat skill White Tiger Fierce Palm, perfect. The 8th level king level standing skill Tiger Leap into the Vast, perfect. The 8th grade king level combat skill Tiger Roar Soul Severing Technique, perfect. Qin Changsheng finally waited for his improvement. This time the improvement was not very big, but there was indeed a big improvement along the way. Holy Master, Qin Changsheng. Age, 20. Physique, innate Taihao divine body. Emperor's different eyes. Bloodline of Emperor Yuan Feng. Thin. Taoist realm, the Tao of Qin, an authentic saint. The way of the sword, the true saint. The way of fire, the authentic saint. The way of formation, enlightenment and becoming a saint. The way of time, enlightenment and sanctification. The way of power, enlightenment and becoming a saint. Cultivation realm, first grade martial emperor. Skill, Emperor level 5 alchemy technique. Emperor level 2nd level Taoist magic. Combat skill, Saint King level 5 combat skill Fengwu Tiger Leap through the sky, perfect. The 4th grade Saint King level combat skill Mysterious Gold Saint King Sword Formation, perfection. The 4th grade Saint King level combat skill 5 Saints Holy Sound Technique, perfection. The 4th level Holy King level combat skill Great Evil Palm. The improvement in strength is huge, and it is also an improvement along the way. The most important ones are Yang Zhuer, Ding Mengmeng, Wang Shenji, and Xian Miaoyan, who have improved Qin Changsheng the most. This holy beast island is indeed a force that came from the eternal world to the lower world. The power of blood and divine body are powerful, which is very good. As long as young Master Qin likes him, young Master Qin is very powerful, and Miaoyan is lucky to be able to follow young Master Qin. Qin Changsheng is very satisfied. This divine body and the emperor's bloodline have greatly improved Qin Changsheng. Now Qin Changsheng feels that he can cultivate the bloodline power of these saints without restraint. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 348. Qin Changsheng had been waiting for concubine Murong for a long time, and finally arrived at concubine Murong's mother. He was very anxious all the way, and when he arrived, it was already dark. However, everyone can still see each other's face clearly. This woman is indeed somewhat similar to concubine Murong, especially the eyebrows. However, the overall face shape is still beautiful in its own way. Murong concubine was very excited when she saw Murong Shuman, and Murong Shuman was also very excited. When she saw Murong concubine, she always had a feeling of déjà vu. Murong Shuman knew that her daughter was coming, so she was naturally anxious. Among the crowd, Murong Shuman also saw concubine Murong at a glance, and saw this woman who looked similar to herself. The two looked at each other in silence, with tears streaming down their faces. Murong Fei originally thought she had no feelings, but when she saw Murong Shuman, she couldn't help but shed tears in her heart. Concubine, you have grown up. Mom, it's really you. This pair of mother and daughter is still very touching. Qin Changsheng and others did not interrupt and just let the mother and daughter get together by yourself when you have time. Concubine Murong was also in a good mood. She must be very happy to reunite with her biological mother. The two reminisced about the past for a long time. Mom, thanks to my master and young master, I have lived a pretty good life these years. Murong Shuman also said, thank you Mr. Qin for taking care of your concubine. Concubine is my little slave girl. She is so beautiful, sensible, and after my own heart. I will definitely take good care of her. Concubine. Murong also came up with an idea, Master, I want to take my mother away from this holy beast island. My mother has no freedom here. Taking it away from the holy beast island is not a big problem. As long as Holy Lord Suanman and others have no objections, I think they can be taken out together. As soon as Qin Changshen's words came out, Suanman immediately replied, since Mr. Qin has spoken, Shuman also wants to leave. It is not impossible to leave Holy Beast Island and go to the eternal world. Murong Shuman naturally wants to leave Holy Beast Island. Here, it is not just as simple as being aggrieved. The most important thing is that she can see her daughter and stay with her daughter. Murong Shuman is extremely determined, Holy Lord, I want to leave Holy Beast Island. Suanman couldn't refuse, so he agreed to Qin Changshen's request to be good to Murong Shuman. Now that the three things have been done, there is still one last request. I hope someone can accompany me to Tongtian Peak. I'm not in a hurry to go to the Eternal Realm now, but I still need to take a look first and understand the situation there. Are you going to Tongtian Peak now? Yes, let's go investigate first and see the specific situation of the teleportation array. After Suanman thought about it, he decided to agree to Qin Changshen's request. After all, Qin Changsheng is a real first-class martial emperor. He can't offend Qin Changsheng. This offends Qin Changsheng. If Qin Changsheng takes action directly in anger, Holy Beast Island will be destroyed. It will still be difficult to cope with. Okay, I will accompany Mr. Qin on this trip. After Suanman agreed, Qin Changsheng also planned to rest for a night and set off tomorrow before it was too late. During this night, Murong Fei and Murong Shuman, mother and daughter, kept chatting and were never idle. Secondly, starting from the sky, the target is Tongtian Peak. Tongtian Peak is the same as its name. It is directly up to the sky, with a height of not only hundreds of thousands of feet, but nearly 1 million feet. The guides live on the top of Tongtian Peak and practice here. It's like guarding the side of the world. Mr. Qin, this is Tongtian Peak, with a height of nearly 1 million feet. The guide usually practices at the top of the mountain, and usually pays attention to whether a martial emperor is born. At the same time, he also guards the side of the world to avoid being invaded by a foreign martial emperor. Or someone might break through to the realm of Emperor Wu and choose to stay in the lower realm and become king and hegemon. This is not good for the development of the world. Indeed, it is still necessary to receive the envoy, but when you come to the lower realm, the environment should be considered not good, right? Indeed, the cultivation resources in the lower realm are not as good as those in the upper realm. Therefore, the envoys sent generally have a term of office. Each term is 500 years, and some subsidized resources will also be given. But even so, there are still many people who are unwilling to come, so most of the people selected are people whose potential has almost reached its limit, or people who have made mistakes. 500 years may be a long time for some people. For those who are strong in the martial emperor realm, especially those whose potential has reached its limit, or those who have made mistakes, it is indeed a more suitable position. The next step is to climb up to the Tongtian Peak to see the teleportation formation. This Tongtian Peak is almost located in the central area of Wanyang Sea. This mountain peak rises from the bottom of the sea and goes straight into the sky, nearly 1,000,000 feet high. The height is still difficult for ordinary people to climb. The height is still very high, and at such a height, no one can climb Tongtian Peak except Emperor Wu. Moreover, in addition to the natural dangers of Tongtian Peak, there are still well-arranged formations, preventing ordinary people from entering. Mr. Qin, I have a token that can directly pass through the formation to reach the top of Tongtian Peak. Qin Changsheng and others passed the formation and arrived at the top of Tongtian Peak. It was like a space of its own. There were no houses, only a huge portal. Mr. Qin, this is the teleportation array. Qin Changsheng took a look and found that the entire peak was flat and empty. Apart from being a little cold, there was nothing special about it. Why doesn't anyone live there? It seems that there should be a space similar to Linglong Immortal Mansion. After all, he is the martial emperor of the Eternal Realm, and he still has some treasures. Yes, they all have their own space. They usually live in the space and just practice here. What Qin Changsheng is most concerned about is this portal. The portal is made of very scarce materials, which are very rare in this whole world. These materials are really scarce, and many of them are even from the Eternal Realm. This formation looks like it has something, I should be able to do it. Qin Changsheng used the Emperor's different eyes, and with his own imperial level formation master, although this teleportation formation was very ancient, Qin Changsheng could see through it instantly. This ancient teleportation array is really rare, and it looks extremely mysterious. From my current inspection, there are no problems with both sides of the teleportation array. As long as the formation is activated, it can be teleported. Suinman was extremely curious when he heard Qin Changsheng's words, "Young Master Qin actually knows the formation? I also know that this teleportation array should be good. I still know a thing or two about formations, and this teleportation formation can still be used. After I improve for a while, I will be fully confident, and then I can teleport to the eternal world." Xianyao doesn't understand the formation, but she just believes in Qin Changsheng. "Young master, I support your idea. If you can continue to improve in this world, you should practice for a while first. Moreover, I have a hunch that within half a year, I will definitely be able to understand the way of the sun and the moon, and break through to the martial emperor realm." Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 349. Qin Changsheng made the decision to upgrade the world in the lower realm first. He could first let Xianyao ascend to the martial emperor realm. During this period, Qin Changsheng helped a group of saints improve their strength. If he could cultivate a few saints at the martial emperor realm, his own strength would definitely be greatly improved. Qin Changsheng's requirements are not very high. Not to mention reaching the 4th or 5th level martial emperor, he must at least reach the 3rd level martial emperor before he can consider going to the eternal realm. Let's go back first. I also understand the situation here. In half a year or so, when I am promoted to the 3rd grade martial emperor, I will talk about going to the eternal realm. Suinman doesn't know what to say. It's very difficult to break through the realm of Emperor Wu. Breaking through 2 small realms in half a year and 1 year is so difficult for other people. Even the peerless geniuses in the eternal realm can't achieve this speed unless he is a peerless genius and has been given a huge opportunity to quickly improve his realm and improve 2 small realms within half a year. Mr. Qin is extremely talented. In half a year, he should be able to break through to the third-level martial emperor. Concubine. Murong was the first to come out and compliment Qin Changsheng. Of course, my young master is only 20 years old now. He can definitely break through to the third-level martial emperor, and maybe even stronger. Shang Guanshishi also nodded in agreement. Yes, young master is the most powerful. After Suanmen heard this, he was so shocked that he didn't know what to say. After all, 20-year-old martial emperors are probably very rare even in the eternal world. It is estimated that only those gods and goddesses can reach this point. Maybe a little worse than Qin Changsheng. Mr. Qin is indeed gifted. Could it be that Mr. Qin is a son of a god from the eternal realm who came to the lower realm to experience? I am not from the eternal realm. If I were from the eternal realm, wouldn't I know how to go back? This is true. Qin Changsheng didn't plan to say any more and left Tongtian Peak directly. The next step is to improve his strength and prepare to go to the eternal realm. Let's go back to the imperial realm. After I reach the third-grade martial emperor realm, I can go to the eternal realm. Okay, let's listen to Mr. Well, sir, let's go. Qin Changsheng left Tongtian Peak with his people. However, the teleportation gate of Tongtian Peak is good. If it can be teleported there, it can also be teleported here. Therefore, just in case, Qin Changsheng plans to stay here with a clone. Qin Changsheng has left Tongtian Peak, and Suanmen is also planning to return to Holy Beast Island. Suanmen also knows one thing, that is, Qin Changsheng cannot be messed with. Qin Changsheng is not an ordinary martial emperor. After returning to the imperial domain, Qin Changsheng's goal is to return to Yaokai Holy Land. There is still a clone here, which has no impact at all. He has not waited to receive the envoy. Now that I'm back, it's better to go to Yaokai Holy Land. After Qin Changsheng came back, he had another goal. This was Qin Changsheng's own idea and Murong Concubine's request. Murong Concubine still missed her master Muruoxi very much, but she was in the eastern wasteland before. He couldn't find Muruoxi. Now that he has time, Qin Changsheng will definitely choose to find Muruoxi. All in all, Muruoxi is still Qin Changsheng's first woman. How could Qin Changsheng abandon Muruoxi? Just go to the eternal realm like this? Qin Changsheng plans to send people out to search for it in the eastern barren territory. The previous Qin Changsheng did leave a reputation in the eastern barren territory, but he didn't see it. Cultivation, while waiting for news. In the past 3 months or so, Qin Changsheng has continued to help the saints improve their bloodline and strength. Every improvement has been great, and the feedback to Qin Changsheng has been even greater. However, he is still far away from the second-grade martial emperor. It was too far away. Finally, I got the news, and it was certain that Muruoxi would be brought to Yaokai Holy Land soon. Qin Changsheng also waited until Muruoxi arrived, and finally, they were reunited. Concubine Murong, Muruoxi, and Luruyan, the relationship between these three people is that they are all masters and disciples. Luruyan also rarely finished his training and saw Muruoxi. Ruoxi, you are finally here. Master, why are you here? Luruyan's face suddenly turned red and she glanced at Qin Changsheng with a charming look. Muruoxi also quickly understood that it seemed that she was conquered by Qin Changsheng just like herself and her apprentice Murong Fei. Concubine Murong also has a very good feeling for Muruoxi. Master, Concubine finally found you. Concubine misses you so much. Murong Shuman also came to Muruoxi. After all, it was Muruoxi who had been raising and nurturing Concubine Murong. Murong Shuman was still very grateful to Muruoxi. Miss Mu, thank you for taking care of our concubine for so many years. Due to some reasons, I had to leave Fei. Without you these years, Fei might be gone. Yes, Master, thank you for your care and nurturing over the years. Qin. Changsheng stood up and said, well, let's not call you master or master. Let's call you sisters Lu. Ruyan seized the opportunity and pinched Qin Changsheng directly. Humph, you got an advantage and acted like a good boy concubine. Murong also leaned close to Qin Changsheng and kept her flirtatious eyes on her. Master, you are getting an advantage. Murong Shuman can also see the situation. Regarding the choice of her daughter, Murong Shuman will not say much. After all, Qin Changsheng treats them very well. Moreover, concubine Murong is the first batch of saints that Qin Changsheng plundered. The relationship is naturally better. Okay, you guys, let's have a nice chat. Of course the three of them haven't seen each other for a long time. After Lu Ruyan improved her strength, she went to the Eastern Barren Territory, and she hadn't seen Miruoxi for many years. And after Miruoxi went to the Eastern Barren Territory, she didn't see her either. After meeting Lu Ruyan, in the end, he didn't even meet Murong Fei. Ruoxi, where have you been these days? Miruoxi had no choice but to explain. I don't know if this is good luck or not. I met a holy son in the Unity realm who wanted to kidnap me. Fortunately, I ran fast. However, this time I ran to a holy place on the edge. I heard something about you. When I wanted to go out to find you, you were already too far away. This is mainly because my strength improved too quickly, and then I moved forward all the way. Originally, my name was resounding throughout the eastern wasteland, but I still haven't found you. Qin. Changsheng was very pleased that everyone was finally here. Ruoxi, my concubine, you guys have a good reunion. Of course, I can't wait to reminisce with you. Ruoxi and I have been separated for many days, and we have a lot to say. Qin Changsheng's voiceover, Miruoxi could hear it. Qin Changsheng was finally going to extend his claws to concubine Murong. Young master, you promised me not to have sex with my concubine, have you followed through? Qin. Changsheng looked at concubine Murong and said, don't worry about this, I will definitely come according to your request. I have never touched concubine, and her bloodline power has been greatly improved, and she has also found her mother. Concubine Murong suddenly realized. It turned out to be your request, master. No wonder the young master. Miruoxi's face turned red instantly and she didn't know how to explain it. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 350. Qin Changsheng has finally completed everything in this world. The next step is to focus seriously and upgrade more saints to the realm of the martial emperor, so that their bloodline power will be better, and it is best to reach the bloodline of the emperor. Although this process is slow, Qin Changsheng also has the time and the ability. The improvement is indeed not small. What surprised Qin Changsheng the most was Xianyeo. Xianyeo's improvement can be said to be quite fast. The Yaokai Holy Land was worthy of being the most powerful Holy Land among the original 10 Holy Lands, and Xianyeo was indeed considered a peerless powerhouse at the time. Although there is only the Way of Stars, its strength is not weaker than that of Zhen Huangji and others. Now, after repairing his injuries and extending his lifespan, Xianyeo's powerful talent will be revealed. After all, the way of the sun and the moon is very similar to the way of the stars. The sun, the moon, the stars, the sun, and the moon can only be regarded as the most special and powerful stars among thousands of stars. Therefore, it is actually relatively easy for Xianyeo to understand the way of the sun and the moon. Sure enough, Xianyeo is finally going to understand the way of the sun and the moon. When Xianyeo fights in the future, the blessing of the way of the sun, the moon, and the stars will be extraordinary. The most critical point is that Xianyeo plans to break through to the martial emperor realm while comprehending the way of the sun and the moon. This can be considered a relatively important matter. This powerful force is different from others. It is not as exaggerated as Qin Changshen, but it is indeed extremely shocking. Another martial emperor was born, which was really unacceptable to the people of the imperial realm. Fortunately, there are people on Holy Beast Island who have broken through to the martial emperor realm. There is a thunder area, and the people in the imperial realm cannot detect it. Therefore, there are very few martial emperors born in the entire imperial domain. Basically, one martial emperor can be born in 300 to 500 years. And now, not long after Qin Changshen broke through to the martial emperor realm, Xianyao broke through to the martial emperor realm again. This was a bit too frequent. According to the information left in many ancient books, it was quite common for a martial emperor to be born in this world a very long time ago. Basically, a martial emperor would be born every 50 or 60 years. But now, it is definitely not as good as in ancient times. Another martial emperor was born, who in the imperial domain has broken through to the realm of martial emperor. Last time, the 9th grade martial emperor was almost dead. This direction seems to be towards the Yaokai Holy Land. Should we go and congratulate you? Most of the resources have been taken away, and they are still high-quality resources. If we congratulate them again, aren't we just rushing to give gifts to others? That is, if I go now, can I still get anything good? Since there's no talk over there, forget it, it's not easy to save some resources. None of the holy places chose to come to congratulate or send gifts, but it was okay. After all, Qin Changshen had plundered most of the resources, and now he wanted them to take it, but he couldn't get anything good. The most important thing is Xianyao's imperial will and dharma. Qin Changshen's imperial will and dharma are 128,000 feet long. Xianyao's imperial will and dharma are quite different, only 8,000 feet, which is a fraction. Even if it is only 8,000 feet, this is actually not bad. The average martial emperor is less than Qianzhang. Qianzhang is the lowest foundation for breaking through to the martial god realm. The dharma of Wanzang is considered certain. This kind of imperial will is actually extremely powerful in the imperial realm. Over the years, those who have broken through thousands of meters in the imperial realm are basically considered to be top geniuses. As for Qin Changshen, he was a peerless monster that ordinary people could not compare to. Even the sons of gods and goddesses probably rarely could reach this standard. Xianyao's imperial will and dharma image, surrounded by the sun, moon, and stars, with a golden crown of the sun and moon, and a robe of stars, is a stunning beauty emperor. This 8,000 feet means that Xianyao still has great potential and has a great chance to break through to the realm of the god of war in the future. The 8,000-foot dharma is not bad. In the future, there is great hope that it can break through to the realm of the god of war. Xianyao is quite self-aware, it's not that easy to break through to the martial god realm. According to the situation in the eternal realm, if this martial emperor breaks through to the martial god realm, it's not just 1 in 10,000, it's only 1 in a million. Talent and potential don't determine anything, what really matters is the encounter in the eternal realm. Qin Changshen naturally knows that, but Qin Changshen doesn't need this. As long as the sane test takes care of it enough, his strength will increase just like flying. In fact, Qin Changshen also considered going to Baikan territory and other places to plunder the saint. The harvest should be as good as that of Dong. The wilderness realm is almost the same. However, after careful consideration, Qin Changshen still chose to give up this plan. The realm and talent of the saints in places such as the Eastern Wilderness Realm and Baikan Realm are generally too low. The realms of Ki Realm and Unity Realm, physique and bloodline, in fact, they are all relatively average. Even if 200 or 300 are looted, the improvement is not big. The base number is too much, and Linglong Immortal Mansion can also accommodate it, but there is really no need. Qin Changshen's plan is to first take Linglong Immortal Palace after the saints in the mansion have been trained, they will go to the eternal realm to find those saints with good talents and strong strength. This is more delicious. According to the standards of the eternal realm, the saints of the eternal realm must at least be you starting at the martial emperor realm. If you meet a few goddesses with particularly good talents, the daughters of the martial god, it will be a great improvement for Qin Chang Sheng, and it will be much more useful than hundreds of these. What makes Qin Chang Sheng feel the most? It's a pity that she is Xianyeo, a peerless beauty with extremely high talent and extraordinary strength. But she is not a saint. If she can be considered a saint, Qin Changshen's current strength may be able to reach the level of Emperor Wu. Realm. Qin Changsheng held Xianyeo in his arms, and Xianyeo did not refuse. How does it feel to break through to the martial emperor realm? Xianyao's beautiful eyes are full of hope. She looks like a shy little beauty. She no longer has the image of an empress before. It feels pretty good, as if nothing in this world can stop me anymore. This is the realm of the martial emperor, where martial arts reach the sky and the supreme martial emperor. Qin Changsheng lifted Xianyao's chin. I still prefer you to be cool and domineering, like a peerless empress. Xianyao immediately changed her face, her smile disappeared. I am the empress. Qin Changsheng was in a good mood and couldn't help but hold Xianyao in his arms and enter the Linglong immortal mansion. Even if Xianyao is the peerless empress, these things are still a bit awkward now. Shi, Qingwu, and Xian'er, Xianyao has broken through to the martial emperor realm today. I will reward you well. The sky is thundering and the earth is fire. The earth is shaking and the mountains are shaking. The sun is rising and the moon is setting. Qin Changsheng is also living freely and happily. Inside the Linglong immortal mansion, outsiders cannot see or feel it. The days are just like this day by day. After a long time, Qin Changsheng returned to his usual appearance, and he was not far away from the second-level martial emperor realm. It is estimated that with a few saints of the first-level martial emperor realm, Qin Changsheng can break through. In the end, Xian Miaoan broke through first, reaching the second-rank martial emperor, allowing Qin Changsheng to break through to the second-rank martial emperor. He finally broke through to the second-grade martial emperor. Can the third-grade martial emperor be far behind? At most, just walk around and have fun, and the time will pass. Qin Changsheng was about to consider building a small island on the beach to enjoy the beautiful scenery of the beach and sunshine, when he felt something strange coming from the clone. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 351. The clone Qin Changsheng left here is actually not just a clone, there is something else here. This clone is sitting cross-legged in front of the formation, like an old monk in meditation. Generally no outsiders can come here. After all, except for the people on Holy Beast Island who know about the natural dangers and formation protection of Tongtian Peak, no one else knows about this place at all. But on this day, which was originally an ordinary day, this clone suddenly sensed that something had changed in the portal in front of it. The formation on the teleportation gate seemed to be activated, blooming with huge light and forming a teleportation channel. When such a scene appeared, Qin Changsheng's clone also knew that the portal was activated, which meant something was going to happen. Whether it's the envoy coming to pick up the envoy or other changes, it's best for Qin Changsheng to be there. The clone immediately crushed a jade tablet. This jade tablet was actually equivalent to a unique clone. After the jade tablet was crushed, Qin Changsheng could feel that something happened here. No, something happened. Xianyao, hurry up and go to Tongtian Peak. Xianyao was relatively calm. What can happen from Tongtian Peak? Could it be that someone is coming over from the teleportation array? Yes, the clone I left behind crushed the jade token. Something must have happened. I don't know what happened yet. I have to go take a look first. Qin Changsheng and Xianyao set off together. Xianyao is a first-class martial emperor, but the combination of the two avenues of the sun and moon and the way of stars is really too strong. And Qin Chang Sheng, not to mention, the second-grade martial emperor has 6 kinds of avenues, 4 of which are authentic saints. Such a realm can be regarded as shocking in the world of eternity. He immediately set off and left the Yaokai Holy Land. No one in the Yaokai Holy Land dared to ask questions. At the top of Tongtian Peak, the portal was finally fully activated and completely opened. After all, this world is quite far away from the eternal world. It will take some time to activate the teleportation array and open the teleportation gate. The clone is extremely vigilant, not knowing whether the person coming from the teleportation array is good or bad. Soon, the power of space fluctuated, and there were some changes in the teleportation gate. Someone should be teleporting over. As soon as they appeared, there were 3 ninth-grade martial emperors, who were relatively strong. 3 ninth-grade martial emperors are indeed nothing to Qin Changshen's body, but they are still a little troublesome to his clones. The clones have limited rules of the avenue that can be used. The current strength of this clone can be regarded as the peak of the half-step martial emperor realm. However, the rules of the Great Avenue at the level of an authentic saint cannot be used. How can a clone bear such an extremely powerful avenue as the Way of Time? He can only use a little bit of the power of the rules, and his strength is not weak. Demons. This is indeed the lower realm. Be careful, is this a clone? Possessing imperial will, is he the clone of the envoy? Who cares who it is? Kill him first. Qin Changshen's clone is not afraid at all. Just 3 ninth-grade martial emperors want to kill this clone? It's not that simple. All demons should be killed. The clone took the lead and took the lead. The power of the rules of the sword was unfolded and condensed into 3 swords of rules. However, it could only be one, and it could not condense too much. The power of the rules of the sword was used more, the burden on the clone is greater, and it is easy to be unable to support it. 3 swords of rules can also form a small formation. This clone does not intend to deal with one person with one sword, but also intends to kill one first. Among them the one who seemed to be the weakest was quickly surrounded by Qin Changshen's 3 swords of rules and reached a stalemate. However, the other 2 demons were not very weak either. Each of them drew a weapon directly from the body. It is a weapon made from its own special bones. This kind of demon is called the Bone Demon Clan. It is born with a special bone that can be taken out of the body and used as a weapon. When not fighting, it will be integrated into the bone, and the weapon will continue to improve as its own strength increases. In principle, this weapon can only have one and only one form. Quick, deal with him. The clone also felt troublesome. These weapons are actually royal weapons. After all, the clone is fighting alone. A small clone actually dared to block our whereabouts and destroy them. Kill. A pair of white bone thorns stabbed towards the clone, while the other clone was a big knife, and the weakest one was a bone rod, which could only barely hold up. Even if I am a clone, I am still a clone of the martial emperor. Just the 3 of you, the 9th-grade martial emperor who has not understood the rules of the Great Road, are as easy as crushing an ant to death. The clone has also made up its mind. No matter how many demons are behind it, these 3 will be destroyed first. The way of the sword. The way of the formation. The clone immediately changed the combat method and directly improved the use of the great rules of the sword. A small level, although it is still far from the level of an authentic saint, but at least it has shown serious strength. The supreme sword intention released by the great rules of the sword instantly frightened 3 demons. Clan, then the sword energy flew wildly, and in an instant, 3 bone demons were killed. How dare 3 little bone demons dare to be so presumptuous? Even if I were a clone, I would still be Qin Changsheng. The clone ended the battle and was already overwhelmed. It slowly drifted away and disappeared between heaven and earth. However, before that, the clone still had a little bit of consciousness left and hid in the area that had been prepared long ago. The three bone demons were there. This side of the world quickly collapsed. In the eternal realm, on the other side of the portal, there was a group of demons waiting for the results. Among them, there were many demon martial emperors and a few martial emperors, who were also 9th grade martial emperors. Emperor. Dead, dead, all dead. It seems that there are still strong people in this lower realm. Those who can reach such a level are likely to be in the realm of Emperor Wu. They should be the guides. Maybe the guides don't know that this divine realm has been captured by our demons and is still in the lower realm. It's possible. The general reception envoy is the 4th grade martial emperor, so I, the 5th grade martial emperor, will go down and find out. Even if my opponent breaks through to the 5th level, I can still fight him. At this time, another group of demons rushed over. Do you, the Proud Bone Demon clan, plan to monopolize the credit of this lower realm? The Succubus clan, how do they know this place? Did someone snitch? Isn't this about getting a share of the pie? The saint of the Succubus clan is so beautiful. The leader of the Bone Demon clan said, there should still be guides in this world. I also plan to investigate. Since you succubi have also discovered it, how about we go directly to capture this lower realm together? There are also envoys, but the 4th grade martial emperor is still a 5th grade martial emperor after being pushed to death, and his strength is relatively average. How about, Bone Tribulation, let's set off together. Okay, the two of us will set off together, and the guide will not be our opponent. The two demon clans joined forces and entered the portal directly. This time, there was no need to continue testing. Two 5th grade martial emperors directly faced each other. How could they lose? How could something go wrong? Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 352. The two demons descended directly, and the two 5th grade martial emperors took the lead. They landed on Tongtian Peak and found the bodies of the three demons. Guji didn't even look at it twice, as if the person who died was not one of his own. The way of the sword, it seems that the strength is not weak. Miwen looked around. Did this guide sense that something was wrong, and then ran? Ran? Where can I run? Can you still run into the void and hide? Or should we invite the humans in this world to fight against us? It's just the lower realm. No matter how many 9th grade martial emperors come, it doesn't matter at all. Mei Ran, the saint of the Succubus clan, suddenly had some changes in her eyes. She looked at the area in front of her, as if she had seen the original battle. This is made by a clone. As for whether it is to guide the envoy, it is still hard to say. A girl from the Bone Demon clan also came out and praised, I have long heard that the saint of the Succubus clan has a pair of 1,000 charming demon eyes. She is indeed well deserved. Sister Yao Yao, you were born with different bones, the Emperor Yunxian bone, and your strength is also extraordinary. My Qian Mei demonic eyes are not comparable to the Emperor Yunxian bone. Mei Ran discovered a trace of the true spirit left by Qin Changshen's clone. This trace of true spirit was just a little bit of consciousness. She originally planned to stay and observe. However, she didn't expect that the other party had such means and could actually discover it. This is a trace of true spirit. Miwen glanced at this trace of true spirit and wanted to get some information from it, but it was impossible. After all, Qin Changshen couldn't leave his own memories here. This clone only serves one purpose. That is, keep an eye on this teleportation array to prevent accidents from happening to the teleportation array. When an accident occurs, leave a trace of the true spirit to hide it, and wait for Qin Changshen's arrival to learn what happened. Since there are no clues, then there is basically no need to keep this trace of true spirit. Qin Changshen did not use the flying palace at all, and even Xian Yao entered the Linglong immortal mansion. He set off alone, faster. He crossed 20,000 miles in one step, and then coupled with the use of the way of time, using the way of time to change the flow rate of time, Qin Changsheng seems to use the second as a minute. It can be said that he is traveling through time. However, every time he uses the time said, it should not be too long, hurry up this way and slow down a little. In this way, when he came to the seaside, Qin Changsheng only used it 3 times, which added up to 30 breaths of time. In this way, he arrived at Tongtian. When he reached the peak, he still had enough time. However, on the way, Qin Changsheng also felt that the last trace of his remaining true spirit had been destroyed. It seems that the visitor is evil. The 2 demon clans looked at this side of the world and were extremely sure that this was the lower realm. The stability of space and the richness of spiritual power are far inferior to those of the upper world. Elder, are we going to start transforming this world now? Transform this world into a demonic realm. The human race in the martial emperor realm has not yet been wiped out, so it is better to play it safe and go to this world first to learn about the reception of envoys and whether there is a martial emperor. I just don't know. What does Brother Guji think? Miwen has a relatively stable idea, but Guji is obviously not a slow person and pursues steady development. It's just a mere lower realm, and we are 2 5th-grade martial emperors. Directly take out the source of magic, penetrate this world, and directly transform this world. However, there are at least 8 demonic source pillars to be deployed, which takes 7, and 49 days. If someone insists on destroying it, it will still be very troublesome. Then arrange one first and let them come to the door by themselves. If they don't come to them on their own, they will be affected by the origin of the demon sooner or later, unable to practice, or even die, unless they accept the transformation from the origin of the demon and become a true demon. Guji was not afraid at all. Let's arrange 2. Let's spread out and each person will arrange to guard one. Miwen thought for a moment and decided not to do it first. Brother Bone Tribulation, please don't ignore these guides. If these people try their best to blow themselves up, they will stop us from telling you. We also all carry the saint girl with us, which is our hope for the future. Guji looked at Gu Yaoyao on the side. If a 5th-level martial emperor doesn't respect martial ethics and directly attacks by sneak attack or fights to the death, it will still be very troublesome. No matter he alone may be injured, the saint girl appears. If something goes wrong, they can't explain it. Let's just use one. The speed is a bit slow, but it will definitely lead the martial emperor out. When the time comes to deal with this Emperor Wu, everything will be much easier. 2 5th-level martial emperors join forces to deal with a 5th-level martial emperor with average talent. It is more certain. Bone Tribulation did not want to do this at first, but the human race is too tough. In this god's domain, the major tribes of the demon clan also it has been fighting for countless years. It was about to be captured, but the human race was tenacious and continued to resist. Only in recent years have they completely occupied this divine domain. But even so, the human race is probably still early planning to take back this divine domain. This is nothing. There are really some human warriors who do not respect martial ethics and sneak attack on the demon geniuses to exchange their lives for their lives. In fact, among these hundreds of clans, they are also relatively powerful. It's normal. There are lists of geniuses from other races among the hundreds of tribes. These geniuses are basically in a state of immortality. If you kill the geniuses of other races, you can get strong rewards. Just like this peerless genius from the demon clan, Qin Wushan, the son of a demon god, had previously hunted and killed a god son of the spirit race and received a reward from the demon god. If the human race could kill these alien geniuses, they would naturally be rewarded. Gu Yaoyao and Myron, although he is not considered a peerless genius, he is indeed a genius among the demons, and it is normal for him to be targeted. Guji and Miwen are the protectors of the 2 of them, and they protect them to become martial gods. If something goes wrong, the problem is still very serious. Let's condense the magic source pillar. A crystal stone appeared in Guji's hand, and then floated in the air, exuding extremely pure demonic energy. This demonic energy was resisted by this world, but there was nothing that could be done about it. Elder Miwen, please be vigilant around us. We, the people, are here to refine the demonic source pillar. Once successful, things will be much easier. Under the leadership of Guji, a group of demons began to release their own demon power. This power was absorbed by the black crystal, and the black crystal expanded rapidly, turning into the image of a pillar. The demons did not intend to leave either. Far away, this demonic origin pillar was planned to be placed in the sea under Tongtian Peak. Soon, a pillar about 10,000 feet long fell into the sea. This pillar was still growing crazily. After all, it was the 5th grade martial emperor is powerful, and he can condense a 10,000-foot long demonic origin pillar very quickly. This demonic origin pillar sank to the bottom of the sea, touched the bottom of the sea, and then seemed to take root and sprout, and began to devour the origin of this world. It seems that this world has begun to transform. As the Emperor Wu, Qin Changshen immediately felt the changes in this world. No, something is going to go wrong in this world. Suddenly, countless demonic beasts in the sea began to escape from the demonic origin pillar. Even in places such as the Eastern Wilderness region, the Imperial region, and the Baikan region, there were demonic beasts in panic, and many strong men also felt that there is a sense of crisis. This world is in danger. All creatures in this world are in danger. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 353. Qin Changshen hadn't reached Tongtian Peak yet, but he saw the height of Tongtian Peak. In addition to Tongtian Peak, there was a black spar pillar beside it. This is not an ordinary spar pillar, but a demonic origin pillar. The demonic origin pillar begins to devour and transform the origin of this world, turning this world into a demon world. Once this world becomes a demon world, the world will be completely destroyed, and there will be no chance of salvation. The demons have a way to transform the world into a demonic realm, but the human race has no way to restore the demonic realm to an environment suitable for the survival of the human race. To put it simply, this process is irreversible. If only part of the origin is transformed, it is not too late. As long as the demonic origin pillar is dealt with first, it can still be recovered. As long as it doesn't exceed 40%, it doesn't matter. Qin Changshen looked at this demonic origin pillar and instantly understood that the huge amount of demonic origin began to transform the world, and it was getting bigger and bigger, and it was expanding very quickly. The origin of the demonic path was so overbearing. Maya may not have been prepared for this at the time. Qin Changshen can roughly guess something. Maya may be because his strength has been greatly reduced, and he doesn't know much about this world, so he doesn't dare to directly transform the entire world. He just hides in the holy land of the imperial formation to regain his strength, and wait until his strength grows before talking about other things. It's a pity that Maya met Qin Changshen, the dignified 3rd grade martial emperor, and he was so cold. Qin Changshen felt the aura of the 5th grade martial emperor from a distance. The strength of 2 5th grade martial emperors in Harbin is not ordinary. And this demon the Qi has begun to expand outward like an overwhelming force, swallowing up the origin of the transformation of this world. Qin Changshen saw these 2 5th grade martial emperors, and these 2 5th grade martial emperors naturally discovered Qin Changshen. Emperor Wu, are you here to receive the envoy? Miwen was the first to discover Qin Changshen. After all, she was the one who was there to guard and guide the envoys, so she must have discovered this Qin Changshen. Miwen took action directly. She didn't care about Qin Changshen's strength or realm. She wanted to fight and test his realm first. Miwen is a woman of the succubus clan. Her face and figure are indeed very good, and she is very similar to humans. Only her eyes are a little different in some aspects. In other aspects, she is still very similar to humans. It is also very attractive to the human race. It is not only attractive to the succubi themselves, but also to other hundreds of races. There are even some alien races who really want to be able to. The holy goddess of the succubus clan directly kidnapped her and used her as a plaything. Miwen used her combat skills and slapped her palm. Overwhelming demonic energy rushed towards Qin Changshen. After all, Miwen is a 5th grade martial emperor. In terms of strength, generally speaking, it is still much stronger than Maya. With this palm, the space is broken layer by layer, and the huge force directly turns into layers of waves. This power destroys everything. The power of pure demonic energy is extremely pure. Powerful, opening the sky with the palm. Qin Changshen reacted in time, and the great rules of the way of fire, combined with the power of blood and physique, were fully activated. But Miwen is a 5th grade martial emperor after all, and this strength is still extremely powerful. The strength of one palm directly shocked the entire world. The Imperial Domain, Holy Beast Island, and the Eastern Wasteland were all completely shaken by this power. Fortunately, Qin Changshen is an authentic saint, and he can still make up for it by using the power of the great Dao rules. There are some differences in realms. The way of sword and the way of fire. These countless swords of rules are formed from behind. These countless swords of rules directly turn into torrents. During the flight, they directly turn into with a huge sword of the avenue thrust forward directly from the front. The power of the flames was not to be outdone, and brought flames around this huge sword of rules, which was about 100 feet long. This was not an ordinary flame. It is the flame of the Great Avenue. This flame is so powerful that it can directly burn other Great Avenue rules. Every Great Avenue rule is extremely powerful. The power of the rules of the earthly saint is thousands of times stronger than the power of the rules of the human saint. And the power of the heavenly saint is, most people estimate that only the god of war has the opportunity to come into contact with this realm. Qin Changshen's sword and Miwen's palm collided with each other. The earth, fire, wind, and water were evolving at this moment, as if returning to chaos, and all things were annihilated. Not only that, this space is broken layer by layer, spreading directly to thousands of miles, 100,000 miles, or even further distances. Such a powerful aura, is this Emperor Wu fighting. Emperor Wu, there are still 2 Emperors Wu, one of them is still a demon. What's going on in this world? Why are there so many martial emperors now? Yes, before Mr. Qin broke through Emperor Wu, he killed a demon Emperor Wu. Later, Mr. Qin broke through to the martial emperor realm, and not long ago another one broke through to the martial emperor realm. Now there are actually 2 such powerful martial emperors fighting. The people on the Holy Beast Island knew more, and Suanman and others immediately felt something was wrong. This is a demon clan, and its strength is extraordinary. Such a powerful demon. This strength came from a long way away. Is he probably at the 4th or 5th level? In this direction, coming from the south, could it be that there is a problem on the other side of the portal? Suanman and others immediately felt that something was wrong, and Suanman finally made a decision. I think everyone should know what happened. Judging from the current situation, it seems that the demons discovered the teleportation array and came to this world. Everyone should know the next process, killing a group of powerful people so that the humans in the lower realms have no power to resist. Finally, it is to apply the origin of the demonic way to directly transform the lower realm. Therefore, we must fight. This world is in a big crisis. If the world is swallowed up and transformed by the origin of the devil, then we will have no place to survive. However, the opponent's strength is at the martial emperor level. Suinman made a decision instantly. Now someone has taken action against the demons, and we must go to support them. Send an 8th grade martial emperor to the Yaokai Holy Land in the Imperial Domain to invite young Master Qin first, but I estimate that this fight will most likely be young Master Qin. We must go to support, if we can make a contribution in this demon invasion. Maybe we can return to the Eternal Realm. Return to the Eternal World? Why go back? The Eternal Realm is so dangerous? Suinman shouted, this is the vision of countless of our ancestors, which is to return to the Eternal World also. If the entire human race in the Eternal Realm is defeated and even destroyed in the end, this lower realm will not be safe. If this whole world were to be transformed, there would be no room for us to survive. Go, must go. Isn't he just the little devil? Is my grandpa Tiger still afraid of him? We are not only human race, but also have the blood of holy beasts. Moreover, the essence and blood obtained from the 5 holy beasts when our ancestors committed a capital crime improved the power of our bloodline for our clan, and it was not wasted just for us to stay here. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 354. The people of Holy Beast Island have decided to set off immediately. The 9th grade Martial Emperor and the 8th grade Martial Emperor will set off directly. He even showed his determination to temporarily choose a 7th grade Martial Emperor to manage the Holy Beast Island on his behalf. Although this move has no practical effect, after all, if the 9th grade Martial Emperor and the 8th grade Martial Emperor die, the world will probably become a demonic realm. When Qin Changsheng and Miwen met for the first time, they probably tested out some of their strengths. Miwen looked at Qin Changsheng and took a look. Qin Changsheng had hurriedly accepted the challenge before, but now that he had free time, Qin Changsheng also brought Xianyao and Liang Xiener out. Currently, there are only 2 people who can help in the fight. Xianyao is a 1st grade martial emperor, and Liang Xiener is a 9th grade martial emperor, so they can handle it a bit. However, this demon clan is really strong. Not only do they have 2 5th grade martial emperors, but there are also 3 1st grade martial emperors. These 2 5th grade martial emperors can be regarded as the guardians of the saint, and their strength is naturally extraordinary. And these 3 1st grade martial emperors are considered to be the top combat power in the normal team. Miwen looked at Qin Changsheng and couldn't help saying teasingly, hey, the young master looks so handsome. No wonder there are so many beauties accompanying him. Master, isn't he beautiful? Qin Changsheng is naturally. Sensing it, Miwen used the charm technique to confuse Qin Changsheng. However, after the charm spell was used, Qin Changsheng seemed to be fine. The imperial pupils appeared, and a godless power burst out directly. All the charm spells dissipated into nothingness. Even when this power exploded, those demons in the 9th grade martial emperor realm almost knelt down and died on the spot. And those 1st grade martial emperors also felt uncomfortable, as if they had received a heavy blow in their hearts, and they were knocked unconscious for a very short period of time on the spot. But in such a short period of time, Qin Changsheng had already taken action boldly, and even almost killed these 3 1st grade martial emperors. When Mei Ran saw the change in Qin Changsheng's eyes, she immediately felt it. After all, she also had a kind of strange eye, which was the Qian Mei demon eye. It turned out to be the emperor's strange eyes. Even if these 3 1st grade martial emperors can't be dealt with, Qin Changsheng has a new goal. This goal is naturally the saint, Myron, the saint of the succubus clan, and Gu Yao Yao, the saint of the bone demon clan. Look. They all look pretty good. Especially the saint Myron from the succubus clan. She is really a natural beauty. Although she is slightly different from humans, she looks more attractive, especially those eyes. As for the saint from the bone demon clan, the female Bone Yao Yao is actually not bad at all. She is not as skinny as the other bone demons, and looks extremely weird. As for the information about these 2 saints, Qin Changsheng has clearly seen that such strength can give the improvement in strength brought by Qin Changsheng is still very big. Name, Myron. Succubus Demon Clan. Realm, Star Tibetan Realm 3rd level, 3rd grade Martial Emperor. Physique, innate charming heart holy body. Thousands of charming demonic eyes. Bloodline, charming demonic eyes the bloodline of the Demon Emperor. Perfect. Avenue, the way of dance, enlightenment, and sainthood. Combat skills, Saint King level 1 combat skill thousands of charms, perfection. Saint King level 1 combat skill alluring dance, perfection. Saint King level 1st level standing skill soul inducing sound, perfect. Name, Bone Yao Yao. Bone Demon Clan. Realm, Star Tibetan Realm 3rd level Martial Emperor. Physique, innate holy demonic body. Emperor Yun Suangu. Bloodline, bloodline of the Bone Demon Emperor. Perfect. Combat skills, Holy King level 1st level combat skill holy and demonic integration technique, perfect. Holy King level 1st level combat skill 9 whips against the Kang, perfect. Holy King level 1st level station skill dancing against the current, perfection. Both of them are actually 3rd grade martial emperors, which is very fancy to Qin Changsheng. The two of them can raise Qin Changsheng's strength to another level. Not to mention directly reaching the 4th grade martial emperor. A 3rd grade martial emperor should still be possible. After reaching the realm of a 3rd grade martial emperor, Qin Changsheng has narrowed the gap in realms, and it will definitely be easier to deal with it. In fact, the rules of this great avenue must not only be understood, but also rely on one's own strength to master them. Exhibit more powerful power. The stronger Qin Changsheng's realm, the more power of the Dao rules he can afford. The strength of the Dao that Qin Changsheng displays will naturally increase accordingly. Just like the Tao of Time, Qin Changsheng is in the 9th level when he was the martial emperor, he could barely restrain a 3rd grade martial emperor by exerting all his strength, but it might not be possible at higher levels. But if Qin Changsheng now breaks through to a 2nd grade martial emperor, it would be relatively easy for him to restrain a 3rd grade martial emperor at this time. Therefore, Qin Changsheng's wedding attack on the 3 1st level martial emperors is false, and the target is directly on the saint. This is true. Qin Changsheng's attack is about to hit the 3 1st level martial emperors, and it is estimated that they will be difficult to resist. This the way of fire and the way of sword are the realm of an authentic saint. Both Miwen and Guja demons felt that something was wrong. Qin Changsheng's strength was beyond imagination. A true saint. Let's take action together. The two of them shouted the sentence together without any discussion, and then took action together to stop Qin Changsheng. The two 5th grade martial emperors, without the influence of the Tao of Time, naturally had time to stop Qin Changsheng's attack. It's just that, how could Qin Changsheng make them achieve their wish? To deal with the demons, not only strength must be relied on, but tactics are also very important. Liang Xianer is ready, and Xianyao is also waiting for the opportunity, holding the imperial weapon, the Spear of Destruction, and the Star of the Stars. The spear and the spear of the sun and moon appeared together. The unparalleled empress would not hesitate to fight. The way of time was quietly exerted. As 5th grade martial emperors, Guji and Miwen naturally had stronger perception of space and time. When the long river of time comes, there was a slight deviation in the flow of time for Qin Changsheng, and the two of them felt it instantly. The way of time. There are too many surprises, but now it is obvious that it is not the time to be surprised, but to save Emperor Wu, protect the saint, and kill Qin Changsheng in return. Two 5th level emperors, in the face of the way of time, have such strength it's still a bit strong, but it can only affect them, allowing them to exert about 70% of their strength. Xianyao saw the opportunity, and shot the 3 spears of the way of destruction, the star spear, and the sun and moon spear at the same time, and the target was also. It is very clear that it is to help Qin Changshen directly touch up the sword, and kill these 3 first-grade martial emperors first. 2 fifth-grade martial emperors are already difficult enough, but if there are 3 first-grade martial emperors, what will happen to this side of the world? The impact was too great. Qin Changshen's way of sword and way of fire came together, and the 2 demon clan martial emperors used their full strength to save these 3 first-rank martial emperors. These 3 first-rank martial emperors came to deal with Qin Changshen, may be slightly weaker, but can still fight with Xianyao and involve Xianyao. However, when these 2 fifth-grade martial emperors chose to save Emperor Martial, Qin Changshen turned around and was about to plunder the great saint. Myron and Gu Yaoyao were naturally powerless to resist and watched Qin Changshen come to their side. The 2 fifth-level martial emperors changed their goals in an instant. Compared with the 2 great saints, the first-level martial emperor was simply not worth mentioning. Cultivating a first-grade martial emperor is nothing, but if a saint can be cultivated, it will be even more cost-effective. Save the saint.